Hello friends, I am Nisha Sharma, Associate Professor, Department of English. The topic under discussion today is a critical analysis of Do Something Brother by N. Gopal Krishna Adiga. The early 20th century saw the rise of the Swadeshi movement, leading to many socio-cultural changes all over India. Karnataka witnessed the birth and growth of new romantic literary movement, Navodaya. It was enriched by innovative writers like K.S. Narasimha and Gopal Krishna Adekar, who creatively used linguistic, stylistic, and phonetic variants, help local literature and language to evolve through Navya or to say modern and Navyottar, that is postmodern movements. Mogeri Gopal Krishna Adik, winner of the Sahitya Academy Award, India's highest literary honor given to a writer, was a modern Kannada poet. He is known by some commentators as the pioneer of new style poetry. As editor of Sakshi magazine, he helped bring Kannada literature to the masses. His style has been described as a response to the independence of India from British rule in 1947. The style called Navya was generally about the new times, inspired by modern Western literature and Indian tradition. He set out to portray the disillusionment and angst of the times. Gopal Krishna Adik is one of the greatest Indian poets of the 20th century. Most of the writers belonging to Navya school or modern poetry, and even the noted critics in Kannada, have been college teachers and professors. English literature and world literature in English translation influenced these writers and critics greatly. It started with N. Gopalakrishna Adika. His poem entitled Bhumi Gita, the Song of the Earth, marked the beginning of the Navya school. Now the introduction of the poem. About the poem. In this poem, the poet mocks men's hurry to be always up and doing without any concern about the consequences of unthinking action. The poet takes a cynical look at the world and what it deems right and necessary. The element of satire is strong and all pervasive, as is the element of hopelessness. Now, the summary. In each stanza, the poet urges men to do some violent action, to crush, to nip, to pull down, to break, and so on. Do something, brother. Keep doing something, anything. You mustn't be idle. Pull out this plant, nip this little leaf, crush that flower. It is possible to find references in the poem to well known tales, legends, and actual events. The reference to the grass, which is to be burnt like Lanka, is one example which resonates with the enormity of the total destruction visited upon Lanka consequent to the kidnapping of Sita. There's grass, run your brain through it, burn it like Lanka. He also urges men to avoid thought which might bog him down and make it difficult for him to do what a man ought to do. In language that is evangelistic in its zeal and also savagely satiric, Adiga sets up an opposition between men and women. Nowhere in the poem does the poet refer to any of the actions that are customarily performed by women. There is no reference to cooking or sewing or rocking of cradles or any of the housewifely tasks that are traditionally associated with women. Instead, the poet keeps the gaze centered on the violent actions of men and what they achieve from the mother earth. Do, brother, do something. Keep doing something all the time. to lighten Mother Earth's laws. This is right, this is natural, this is the one thing needful. The poem has a very clear opposition of thought versus action. It is man who is being exhorted to perform all kinds of actions. Brother, act, act at once, do something. Thoughts, weights, and measures are all for the past, for the undying ghostly treasures of the dead. It is not possible to read the poem about the violent and life threatening nature of men as opposed to the life giving nature of women that is represented by Mother Earth. Mother Earth, God, and men are the three figures in this poem to whom are assigned certain powers, needs, and abilities. The poet seems to be exhorting the reader, man, to various kinds of action and also asking him to steer clear of thought. The repeated injunctions to do something create an effect of urgency. The poet has evoked this vision of a world which is for men, a world wherein everything is created with the purpose of ultimately proving useful to men. This is a viewpoint which is sanctioned by organized religion and has acceptability in most social and cultural worldviews. The repetition of the imperative do, find, break, crush gathers in intensity as the poem moves along and reaches the penultimate moment of do anything and the ultimate this is natural, this is the one thing needful. The conversational tone of the narrator only makes the devastation caused by us all the more hard-hitting. This ultimate ionic play on the destruction of nature as natural points to the human being excoriated of her humanity. Note Aniga's exhaustive listing of images of the natural world to show its vulnerability to our very presence on earth. Do Something Brother by Gopal Krishna Adik is a satirical poem that points out man's violent tendency in constantly having to do something without any thought of the consequences due to his actions. He compares man to our Mother Earth. She gives constantly while man takes whatever he wants, needs, or feels like destroying. In this poem, Adik shows that man's self centeredness just might be the end of the world as we know. The poet mocks the idea that many religions give us, the idea that the world is here for men. The poem satirizes people's tendency to prove themselves by compulsively carrying out actions without trying to be in sync with nature or considering the consequences of their actions. For example, in the first stanza, the poet writes, pull out this leaf, nip this little leaf, crush that flower. In the second stanza, he writes, earth, water, the skies, they are all your gaze with golden eggs. Gouge them out, slash them. The poet refers to the fable of the goose with golden eggs, in which the goose is killed so that its golden eggs can be extracted all at once rather than once per day. The poet criticizes man's destructive desire to destroy the bounty of nature to prove himself and his validity. The poet writes satirically about people's desire to go forward when they encounter something that waylays them or confuses them, such as winter mist, walls of fog. In these situations, the poet writes, no, no, this won't do. You are a simple man, and that's your strength. The poet satirizes people's desire to go forward no matter what without reflection, acting compulsively and destroying the world around them to prove their own strength. At the end of the poem, the poet suggests that man's tendency to prove himself will end in destruction as he writes. Break down the atom, reach for the ultimate world within. Find God's own arrow and aim straight at the heart of God's own embryo. This is a reference to people's discovery of atomic weapons and the threat that humans now pose to their own world. Humans have become so intent on proving their power that they now might destroy themselves. Be doing something, brother. Don't sit quietly. Don't be merely a burden for Earth to relieve Earth's burden. Do as I tell you. It's correct. It's natural. In other words, people should stop the violence and restriction and doing for doing sake and instead think before acting in order to take care of Mother Earth. We are all in this together. Rich imagery is the hallmark of Alex poetry. The images in his poems are drawn from contemporary city life, and the Ionic mode examines the failures of Indian culture. The hallmark of Alex poetry is his fascinating imagery and powerful thoughts, some with reference to Indian religious texts and mythology. Poets can learn from other hitherto unknown strategies of political expressions. Thank you.